Hello, everybody. This is Ruby D, the Goddess Entrepreneur, and it is Tuesday. So that means it is time for Soul Sunday Reloaded with Ruby and Allison. Excuse my lighting. I'm actually not at home right now. I'm at my sister's house. But, hi. While I'm waiting for Allison so I can bring her on this evening on Soul Sunday, well, real quick for my replay viewers, if you happen to catch this on the replay, make sure that you comment your name and where you're watching from so we can thank you for tuning in. But while I'm waiting for Allison, actually next month, which is my birthday, it is also the 1-year anniversary of the Soul Therapy series when me and Allison first started with Soul Sunday. So we will be celebrating that all the way up until my birthday, which is on November the 11th. A lot of good stuff going on, a lot of things coming up for next month. But while I'm waiting for Allison, tonight on Soul Sunday Reloaded, I will actually be doing a live professional chakra consultation for Allison. I've never actually done any type of chakra consultation with Allison, but I know a lot of people ask me, well, what is a chakra consultation? How does it work? Hey, Tiffany, I get a lot of questions about what a chakra consultation is, and I'm actually going to do one with Allison so you all can see firsthand what it is. So I'm just waiting for her so we can get started. Hey, Angelina. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Shar. Hey, Kimberly, Anthony, Emily. Hey, Yolanda, Jamila. Hey, Anna. Hello, Olivia. Thank you all for tuning in. What's up, Aman? But yeah, I'm waiting for Allison. I'm actually, like I said, going to be doing a live professional chakra consultation for her. Pretty much what that is where I take a look at her chakras. I always start by sending the free chakra test, which anybody can take. And based on which chakras are either underactive or overactive, then I review each of those with her and explain to her what is causing the root issue of that particular chakra being underactive or overactive and how it's impacting her business and what she needs to do in order to correct it. With the chakra systems, of course, if you're not familiar with it, you can definitely go down my page. You can definitely buy my first book, but I always, at some particular points, I'm talking about chakras and how it affects us personally and professionally and how it's directly related to mental illness, emotional illness, how it's pretty much something that we have to deal with every day. And where is Allison? Allison, I am waiting on you. I'm sure she's coming. I'm sure she is. But for those that don't know me, I am Ruby D, the Goddess Entrepreneur. So I'll go ahead and get my introduction out of the way so that when Allison comes on, then, there she is, about time. But I am Ruby D, the Goddess Entrepreneur. I am the author of the Goddess Grind book series, which focuses on you manifesting success personally and professionally. Well, it's basically, I can't think right. Basically, you becoming the best version of you in order to manifest success. Hey, girl.
Hi, I was on the phone with a client. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're fine. For my introduction, but let me finish real quick. I'm a speaker. I speak on a number of different topics as it relates to mental and emotional health, the chakras, entrepreneurship. I am a full-time entrepreneur, speaker. I have my own internet radio show, which is Soul Therapy Radio, which will be airing this Sunday at noon. So definitely be sure to check that out with myself and Sarah. And I'm going to go ahead and let Allison go ahead and introduce herself so we can go ahead and get into her consultation.
I was so shocked. I looked at that post today. I was like, what? Okay. Peace and blessings, everybody. I am Miss Allison Denise, a relationship coach and voice of the used, abused, misused, mistreated, all that good stuff. I am happy to be one half of Soul Sunday Reloaded, and I am super excited to watch my sister do her thing.
Yes. Now I will say I did forget to tell you to take the chakra test before, but
Okay.
Based on the last time you took the test, first of all, give everybody your interpretation or your idea of the test itself.
So the test itself, basically the way that it works, you are answering a series of questions, and the series of questions are designed to get an idea of where you are with the seven chakras. So it's designed to find out, is your root chakra, is it overactive, is it underactive, or is it performing as it should, meaning you're balanced. And so by asking these questions, it gives you an idea of where you need to be focused in terms of what needs to be balanced. Thank you. In terms of what needs to be balanced, what needs to be calmed down a bit, what you need to do a little bit more. Like for one, I know one of mine was related to the throat chakra. Mine was, I believe mine was overactive, which made total sense because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact that, I did have an issue feeling like I wasn't heard a lot. I felt like my needs weren't being met a lot, and it was causing me to speak way more than I needed to out of hurt, anger, and just wanting to prove that, I mattered. And so
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I love about that particular test is that it does give you an idea of, what are the areas that might need to be addressed, and very rarely is it wrong. I've taken it since then. There are some areas that are now balanced that weren't, but the areas that still needed help, it fell right in line with what I was dealing with.
Okay. And thank you for that, Allison. And like I said, that test is free. I'll post the links. So if
Yes.
anybody's interested in taking it, anybody can take it. It is not a pass or fail. It's not a, you can take the test more than once and it's going to change based on your situations, your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions. And pretty much it just gives you insight on where you are as far as whether you're balanced or not. You're
Right.
welcome, Karen. Now, with each consultation, I always explain, you'll start off with explaining or giving a brief explanation of what the chakras are, whether you completely know them or whether you know absolutely nothing about them. Basically, the chakras are, well, the seven main chakras are energy centers within each of us. It doesn't matter your sex, your preference, your ethnicity, your religion, it doesn't matter. Just like I have two eyes, Allison got two eyes, you got two eyes, everybody got a chakra system. But they are
Right.
basically energy centers that are associated with these different mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical aspects of who we are. I'll actually end up going through each of the seven chakras. But Allison, from the last time that you took the test, which chakras were under, well, which ones needed balancing?
The last time I took it, it was the root and it was the crown.
Okay. The root and the crown, the first and the
Mhm.
last. Really,
Right.
Allison, the first and the
Exactly.
last.
Yes. I know I can't make it easy.
But with the chakra system, the reason I talk about them is because when you begin to balance them, balancing them does not mean that your life is perfect. Balancing them means that you are to a point where you are living happily and peacefully. And as life happens, you're able to flow with life. You're able to transition smoothly without becoming emotionally or mentally overwhelmed to the point where you start to suppress everything and you become mentally ill or emotionally ill, spiritually ill, or energetically and physically ill. So
Right.
let me just get that out the way. um you can be balanced and you can be imbalanced. It just depends on what's going on in your life, what's happening. And like I said, it doesn't mean your life is perfect. It just means that you're able to navigate through life a lot more smoothly than you were doing before. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with the root chakra, of course, Allison has my first book. She actually has both of my books. The first
I
book
do.
is all about the chakras. So if you don't have the book, get the book. But can y'all see me okay? Because it looked like I have a. Can you hear me okay, Allison?
Yep, you sound fine.
Okay. Okay. Now with the root chakra, hey Corey, hey Daniel. But with the root chakra is our survival chakra, and it's associated with us feeling grounded. Well, I'm talking to you, Allison. Let me talk like I talk to everybody
Yeah.
else. It's associated with you being grounded, you feeling safe and secure, you living in your purpose. It does have a lot to do with the way that you were raised, any ideologies that you were taught that you are still utilizing in your life that may be working for you or may not be working for you. Anytime the root chakra is underactive, then that's basically an indication that you are not grounded, you are not connected to this earth, or you don't feel connected to this earth, you don't feel like you're physically fulfilling your purpose, then there is something there that's keeping you from living and pursuing your purpose full time or confidently. It could be that you may feel like you are not in the right place, you are not going about it the right way, but there is something that's keeping you from, pursuing it and living in it confidently, whatever that may be. It could be financial, because of course making sure that we have the right amount of money or that we are financially stable is a means of survival. That's part of our survival, and
Mm-hmm.
that's essential. um Now, as far as your business, your professional root chakra, that's pretty much associated with your business being your foundation. Is your business able to sustain you financially? Where was your business birthed from? Did your business come from a positive space, or did it come from a place of negativity, like you felt you needed to start a business because the job that you had, you just absolutely hated it and you just needed something else to do? Or was did you create the business out of a space of love? Like, this is what I really want to do. I know what the purpose of my business is. My business has its place. I'm not worried about competition. I'm not worried about other people doing what I'm doing. I'm not worried
Mm-hmm.
about it's pretty much your professional root chakra is mostly associated with the foundation of your business. Is the foundation of your business strong? Um, do you know the mission of your business, why your business exists, and why you are working in that particular field? Now, with me
Mm-hmm.
having said those things, what is coming to your mind as far as, either personally or professionally, as far as how you were raised that may be contributing to your professional root chakra being underactive? Or pretty much, was there anything that came to mind as I was speaking to you about that particular chakra?
Yeah, the bigger ones were the financial,
Mm-hmm.
um, safe and secure. I am aware of the purpose of my business. I'm aware of the mission. You know the story for how I started the
Mm-hmm.
road to becoming a full-time entrepreneur. It was not because I hated my job. It was that the universe had me constantly finding jobs that were not going to be a long-term fit so that I would finally be pushed into this. So I'm confident that I'm doing what I should be. I'm confident in those things. But as a new business owner, there are those hiccups, there are those things that you don't expect, there are those pre-tests that we talked about that get rid of some bad habits and some mindsets that aren't quite so productive as you move forward. And
Mm-hmm.
so as a result, I have had some moments where things have not gone. I mean, I want to say they haven't gone as planned, but that's probably the understatement of the year. um but
Yeah.
just dealt with some things that I didn't plan for, had to overcome some things I didn't plan for, had to deal with some losses I didn't plan for, and
Mm-hmm.
some overall heartbreak and discouragement. And all those things do have, there are moments where I do feel a little unsecure, based off of the description that you're giving the group, where I don't feel quite as secure as I would like to, where things aren't, all my ducks aren't in a row like I would like them to be. And even though I know it's a process, I'm still human, so they do affect me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. with people watching here live on Facebook. But basically, with your professional root chakra being underactive, and of course, we have our conversations outside of Facebook Live. But you really have to find balance and your footing in what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Once you get your footing, and of course, because and y'all, we she doesn't have to be completely transparent because some of the stuff I already know.
Mm-hmm.
And we just gonna keep it at that. It ain't all of y'all business what she got going on. I just wanted y'all to get an idea of what to expect. But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you get your feet firmly planted, then that's when you'll be able to feel more comfortable in balancing your professional root chakra. And then once you get there, because right now that's where your mind is. Yeah, you're focusing on your business, are doing everything, but um you will feel much better once you've gotten your footing taken care of, once you got both feet
Right.
planted on the ground.
Right.
So
Right.
with that being said, real quick, thank you all for tuning in to Soul Sunday Reloaded with myself and Allison. And what I'm actually doing is giving Allison a a professional chakra consultation live, so you all can see what I do and how I do it. Of course, the conversation is a little different for everybody because
Mm-hmm.
everybody doesn't have the same thing going on. But with what I've said so far as you need to get your footing taken care of, basically get grounded,
Mm-hmm.
ground your business, ground yourself, personally and professionally. How um how do you take that, or how do you feel about that?
I do think it is. I think it's spot on. I do know that, there are still a couple of foundational things that I have not taken care of yet.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it has been related to the perfectionist in me. I have the ability to finish it, but then I keep wanting to tweak it and tweak it and tweak it, and I have to just end up telling myself, okay, Allison, just hit send, just hit submit, just hit create, please. You really can't edit this later. So I've had to fight the perfectionist in me, which again, as you mentioned, it does go back to childhood, and so that's as I start to release some things from childhood, I find that I need to be a perfectionist a lot less, and
Yeah.
so that's helping me move forward in some areas. And basically, just to be honest, a lot of it is still just tied to me continuing to grow more confidence in myself. There are areas where it doesn't matter what time of day you ask me to do it. I know I'm gonna get it done, and I know I'll be better at it than anybody else that you've hired. But just
Mm-hmm.
because the road that I'm traveling is not one that I've seen, in my bloodline or directly with people that I know intimately, it's kind of like I'm kind of walking the path first. And so, I have those moments where I'm a little unsure, and I'm like, well, can I do it? Can I do it? And in the
Mm-hmm.
process of wondering, can I do it? There may be certain things that I should have done that I won't do, or I take too long to do. And, all of that is counterproductive. It just is. So,
Right.
those are, yeah, when you say that, those are some of the first things that have popped up.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. We're actually with you moving to that part of the conversation. That'll take us to our next chakra, which is the sacral chakra. Um, I'm assuming in this particular chakra you're actually balanced because you didn't say that you were underactive or overactive for this particular one, but we're still going to cover it. Your
Okay.
sacral chakra is your emotional chakra, and it's related, well, it's associated with your feelings, your emotions, your creativity, your sexuality, and your relationships with other people. Personally, as far as your relationships with other people, of course, the first relationships that we have are with our parents, with our family, our siblings, our cousins. And the type of relationships that you have with them are pretty much your idea of what relationships are like as you know, get older and you start meeting other people, you start going to school, working, regular relationships, intimate relationships, and whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
professionally, um, your professional sacral chakra pretty much has to do with how you build your professional relationships, the type of whether those relationships are nurturing for you or whether your business relationships are not so much, you know, they're not good, you don't build good business relationships. um Also creativity. You have to allow yourself to be emotional, because when you allow yourself to be emotional and you deal with negative emotions, what balances that out is creativity. If you're not
Mm-hmm.
allowing yourself to be emotional and dealing with that, then you're also your creativity becomes stagnant. And you know
Mm-hmm.
that being a business owner, you have to be creative. I'm not saying
Yes.
creative where you have to be artistic, where you have to be a painter, a writer, or anything like that. You have to be creative, because sometimes when solving problems that arise from being a business owner, you have to think creatively.
Right.
And it's just like, what is it that's unique about me? What is it that people like about me? That's gonna set me apart from anybody else. That's gonna make my brand stand out from anybody else. That's gonna make my product or service stand out from anybody else. Now, with building those relationships, your business relationships, of course, it refers to all of them. The relationship that you have with your customers, your clients, the relationships that you have if you have any business partners or you plan on, you know, partnering with anybody, any relationships that you have with vendors or um, anybody that you receive services from. You have to be able to, you know, build a rapport with them. Also, if you have any investors, of course, if you have anybody putting any money up for you, you definitely want to have some good relationships with them, because if
Absolutely.
not, then they're gonna take their money back and be like, you know what, I don't want to do business with you because we don't even have a, a good business relationship. We don't even have a working
Mm-hmm.
business relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, for you, I know, like we said earlier, your sacral chakra is open, I'm assuming, but as I've talked about, the associations of the sacral chakra a little bit, personally and some professionally, then what comes to mind? What comes to your mind?
Yeah, the bigger thing is the relationship piece that you mentioned, specifically from the professional standpoint, talking about the relationships you have with potential investors, potential clients, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I am hearing, when I listen to that, I'm hearing why it's balanced, because I have developed a better uh, interpretation of what people mean when they say that they want to help versus if they're, just trying to, get their foot in on the ground floor, more of an opportunist than a supporter. So,
Mm-hmm.
I've become a little more enlightened to who I can deal with versus who I can't. Having said that, though, I can also see the connection to the root chakra in terms of the financial piece not feeling completely secure, because even though I am able to figure out, and I'll just give a brief example, I can, figure out, okay, is this guy here because he believes in what I'm doing, or is he here because he's trying to get laid?
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it? And so even though I'm able to now pinpoint very accurately who's here for what reason, and I can send those that don't mean me any good on their way, there is discouragement there because of the fact, there was a little bit of hope maybe built up. Oh, maybe
Mm-hmm.
this is that open, maybe that's that second door. Maybe that's that new supporter, or that new person that I was told was coming by the universe, and then to find out that he's not, and then maybe the next person isn't, and maybe the next, that does get to be a little bit discouraging. And so I can
Mm-hmm.
I can see how, even though I'm balanced in the sense of not letting the wrong people in, I can also see how it's affecting my root chakra by it saying, okay, but when are the decent people coming? When are the
Uh-huh.
snakes gonna go away? When are you gonna start, meeting the people that actually do want to see you take off and aren't side-eye jealous or low-key envious
Right.
or whatever? So I can see how the two of those are working together.
Right. Now, also, with you having said that, with the professional sacral chakra, that because that's where your emotions are. I know a lot of the times people say, don't bring emotions into your business, get
Hmm.
your feelings out of it, make your money
Hmm.
and stuff like that. But we have to realize that we have those feelings for a reason, because that's
Exactly.
where your emotions are associated with. You have good and bad emotions.
Right.
And that's where you get that hunch, that gut feeling sometimes, because you feel it in your stomach, and that's why it's called a gut
Yep.
feeling.
Hmm.
You meet people, and something will tell you that person is not for you. You have to take heed
Yes.
to that. When you are allowing yourself to feel and be emotional in your business, emotional is not always feeling bad, or emotion is not always sadness. Emotions cover the whole spectrum of, what it is. That's happiness, that's sadness, that's caution, and all of that. And you need to be emotional. So when you get that feeling that that person isn't for your business, you have to
Hmm.
trust it. If you are not allowing yourself to feel, then you may not pay attention to that particular feeling or that particular message, and you let the person right on in your business, and that could be the very person that's going to tear all of what you built, just tear it down.
Yep.
That's when
You're
you have to
absolutely
allow
right.
yourself to be emotional, even in business. Like I said, it's not always about being sad, or it's not always about feeling some type of way. It's the reason it's there.
Hmm.
As you become more in touch with your feelings, then you're able to decipher when to use it professionally and when not to use them professionally. The next chakra. Oh, thank you all for watching. This is Soul Sunday Reloaded with Ruby and Allison, and I'm actually giving Allison a professional chakra consultation, a quick one, so you all can get an idea of what it is that I do. The next chakra is the solar plexus, or the navel chakra. If you take the chakra test, it's going to say navel. But that particular chakra is associated with the relationship that you have with yourself, your willpower, everything self confidence, self acceptance, self
Hmm.
esteem, self assurance, pretty much everything self. If you don't feel confident in yourself, then you're not going to feel confident in the type of products you offer, the type of service, the type of person that you are as a professional, as a business owner. And as when we think about your professional solar plexus chakra, then it's basically you having confidence in your business. I know
Hmm.
sometimes, and I know Allison, this is not you, because you talk about relationships. You post things about relationships. You do your Facebook lives every week. So clearly you have confidence in yourself, especially to get on Facebook Live and talk about the topics that you talk about with some of the trolls and some of the people that you have. So I know in that particular chakra, you're fine. But for those that, that are new to this,
Hmm.
um, when you lack self-confidence, you don't even have enough confidence in yourself to promote your business regularly. It's some of you that are business owners, and I don't even know you're a business owner, because I don't ever see you post nothing about your business. I don't ever
Hmm.
see you share content. I don't ever see you post, anything. It could be that you don't know how to properly use social media to market your business, which is okay. But even if every post that you put on your Facebook page is about your business, you put it there because you are proud of what you do. Even though you're trying to sell something, trust me, you wouldn't try to sell something that you're not proud about. You wouldn't try
Hmm.
to sell something that you yourself wouldn't even buy. I hope
Yep.
not. No, I'm not. But just posting about your business, it doesn't matter who's complaining about you. Post about your business too much. So it's mine. Unfriend
Yep.
me, block me, unfollow me, whatever you have to do so you don't have to see me post it. But I'm proud of what I do. I love what I do, so I'm gonna post it.
Hmm.
If you don't post about your business often, that could be an indication that your professional solar plexus chakra is underactive.
Mm-hmm.
Willpower. I will say this: I love the empowerment events, but how many empowerment events do you have to go to till you get some follow through? I know
Yeah.
Allison ain't got this problem, but I know some people do, and I feel like I need to touch on it. But
Yeah.
willpower is your ability to create a plan and follow through with that plan. What
Yeah.
pushes you? What will do you have to see this through or see whatever it is that you are working on through? And I know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are also underactive in this particular chakra if they are starters, but they are not finishers.
Mm-hmm.
If you're always starting a new project or starting something new, but you never see it through, that is a clear indication that your professional solar plexus chakra is underactive.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with the solar plexus chakra, um, if you are afraid of pursuing your dream because of what other people think, that is
Yeah.
an indication that your solar plexus chakra is underactive. Because
Right.
instead of you being confident in yourself, you lack confidence because you're not confident enough in your ability to pursue something and succeed at it by your
Mm-hmm.
definition, not by somebody else's definition. So, if your professional solar plexus chakra is underactive, we definitely need to talk. You definitely need to reach out to me and schedule a consultation. But before we move on to the next one, I'm going to go ahead and let Allison chime in on this particular one. Like I said, she balanced in this area. I know, but I'm going to still let her give her input because at some point she
So,
probably wasn't. So,
yeah,
Allison?
I'm doing my live. Okay, somebody was knocking on the door.
Oh.
Um, with the solar plexus, what I will say, I will be honest and say that I have recently balanced it. And
Mhm.
it's, because in some areas, and you know this as a business owner, there's some areas of your business where you just do it, you see it through, and you're not worried about whatever challenges you may come up with or anything like that. And, for me, for example, that would be, me planning events. I
Mhm.
plan events from here in Dallas, but there's a particular series that I plan back home in North Carolina. It doesn't matter how many obstacles or whatever I deal with, I always see it through because I'm confident that it's going to turn out for the best.
Right.
But there have been other areas, speaking of the Facebook Live, since you brought them up, I have been telling myself for the past, it's probably been 2 or 3 months, that it was time for me to convert and step my game up a bit. And instead of doing my Facebook Lives each night from my personal page, I told myself 2 or 3 months ago that it was time for me to move them to my actual Facebook page, my official fan page. And one of
Mhm.
my hesitations was, well, what if nobody comes over to watch? Because I know how the algorithms work with the Facebook groups, and it was going to require more effort on the part of the people supporting me to actually get over there, because I'm trying to do it organically. I'm trying not to, get to the point where I have to do ads yet. I know it's coming, but I'm trying not to, have to rely on paying ads and boosting posts. And so, I was like, well, what happens if I go from, I think I'm averaging 350 to 400. What if I go back down to 3 or 4? What's going to happen?
Mhm.
How's that going to affect me? And so I was really afraid of doing it. Now, I never verbalized that I was afraid. I just kept coming up with reasons why I didn't need to do it now.
Mhm.
And so, like you said, the universe, at least with me, because I know the universe operates differently with other people. But what I have found is, unfortunately, sometimes the universe has to push me to do certain things. Otherwise, I'll come up with a reason not to do them. And
Uh-huh.
so what happened to me was when I was dealing with those trolls the past week and a half. Now, everybody has trolls. That doesn't necessarily have any indication on how popular I am or anything like that. But these particular trolls were especially hateful, and you saw it yourself. They were especially
I
hateful.
did.
They were especially mean. They were especially cruel. And even though it didn't affect me like it would have, say, 4 or 5 years ago, it did remind me, okay, well, you may not have seen those trolls
Had you been on
if
your business page?
if you had been on your business page where you could have some admins who could have blocked that nonsense. And so I decided to
Because I
flip
would
that
try.
negative into, and you really did. I appreciate it. And so I was able to just go ahead and take that negative and flip it into a positive and just say, you know what? If you have to rebuild your audience, this is the perfect time to do it. So just start rebuilding. Because if that is what is going to be part of your process, is going to happen whether you do it now or a year from now. So I converted. I started doing my Facebook Lives directly from the fan page last week. And I think the average is actually 400 or 500, you know, pretty much the same, maybe a little bit of an increase. But that also allowed me to see how many supporters I actually had. They were willing to share the video. They were willing to come over and remind themselves to do it. I'll have to, you know, put some extra effort on my part. I still need to put up a post a little bit beforehand, but it showed me that there was no need for me to be afraid of finding out, okay, who supports you when they got to put in more effort, because you need to know that. You need to know if the effort that you were putting in was actually going to the right demographic or not. And even though it could have gone the other way, the positive in that it would have told me, hey, you were wasting your time on your timeline. They were looking at this for entertainment. Now you know that you need to go towards people who actually do want your service. So either way, it would have worked out. And so I think in that aspect, my solar plexus chakra, I think it finally balanced out last week. So I'm really glad to see, you know, the transformation and see how that has occurred.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that, Allison, and thank you all for tuning in to Soul Sunday Reloaded with Ruby and Allison. I am actually giving her a professional chakra consultation. Thank you, Shar. Hey, Jojo. Hey, Raymond. Hello, Cherie. And Shar says, this is giving me all types of life. Live, honey, live. Let me stop. But the next chakra after the solar plexus chakra is your heart chakra. Of course, the heart chakra is self-explanatory. That particular chakra is associated with your ability to give love as well as receive love, be non-judgmental, be passionate about the things that you do, be compassionate towards other people. Um, Professionally, same thing. It deals with your ability to be able to love your business, to love your customers, to be compassionate towards your customers, not judge your customers. But mainly those two things is what I always stick most with when it comes to the professional heart chakra, because one thing that we have a tendency to do is to not be compassionate enough, or we're not able to balance it when it comes to our customers. With us being business owners, of course, we've been on the other side of the spectrum as well, where we were consumers. And in some cases, we genuinely needed some compassion of some sort. It could be that, let's say for instance, if I was a hairdresser and, Allison was my client and she really needed to get her hair done for some event or whatever was coming up. If I'm not a compassionate hairstylist and she comes to me and say, Ruby, I really need to get my hair done. This is all that I have. I've been coming to you for years. Is there any way that you can help me? If I was to be like, no, ain't nothing I can do for you, guess what? I'm sure she's not going to be my customer no more. She's going to find her another hairdresser. She might come back a few times because I know how to lay them edges. But I guarantee you she's going to be looking for somebody else, because she was like, in that moment, if I've been supporting her for this many years and she couldn't help me out that one time, then that may make her feel some type of way. As a business owner, you have to learn to be compassionate. I'm not saying be that way with everybody. You know who to be that way with. If you go back to your sacral chakra, those emotions that y'all keep wanting to push to the side, you need to go back to that particular chakra. Your emotions professionally will tell you who's for your business and who's not for you, and who is not for your business. If you're paying attention to them, if you're in touch with yourself like you should be, you'll be able to, like I said, differentiate between which emotions should apply to your business and when they should not. But being a compassionate business owner, one, actually two, you're able to relate to your customers on a very personal level. You understand, you know what, sometimes things happen. And sometimes, you know what, business is going to come to me anyway. I don't have to count every penny or, cut people off or say if people can't pay my price, then they don't deserve my services. I don't always charge full price for my services. Sometimes if I
Mhm.
feel that somebody really needs, and have actually done it recently. The young lady reached out to me to get a consult. We did one, and just her energy told me she needs this. It's something else that she needs besides this. And I took that into consideration and I offered, to her, I'm willing to do this. And, I put it out in the universe that I was going to do this. Actually, nobody has taken advantage of it. The offer is on the table if you want to take advantage of it. I'm not going to push it in your face. I'm not going to snatch it up from up under you. But if this is something that you feel you really need, and I feel like I want to do this for you because I feel, feel, I feel that I should do this, then I'm going to do this. By me
Yep.
doing this for you and being compassionate and empathetic to what I feel your situation is, that is in no way taken from my pocket. Because even if she takes advantage of it, that's still another customer that I would not have had. Well, another client that
Mhm.
I would not have had. So it's okay
Mhm.
it's okay to be compassionate as a business owner. Also, don't be judgmental. Just because somebody look like they may not be able to afford your services, don't mean that they can't. Just because they
Yep.
reach out to you one particular way and you're like, wait a minute, maybe, it's something about them that kind of throws you off. Don't judge them. Don't judge nobody. Because the one person that you may have written off or you may have tossed to the side can bring you the most money to your business, not necessarily out their pocket, but they can refer lots of people to you. It ain't always about them spending money with you. If they reach out to you and be like, you know what, I can't afford your services, but I appreciate the way you treated me like a human being as opposed to just some random customer and you just trying to take my money. You know what?
Right.
I feel that your purpose is way beyond that. So I'm going to refer these people that I know have the money to invest in your business to become a client that
Mhm.
are even going to spread the word further. So when it
Yep.
comes to your professional heart chakra, you have to take those things into consideration. Now, Allison, I'm gonna go ahead and let you, chime in on that real quick because I know you balanced in that particular area too.
I am, and just like the solar plexus, I think that one has balanced itself out in the last. I say this one has been within the last month.
Hmm.
I was the opposite. So what I had to learn, and this might be for other people who are listening, I had to learn to close down a little bit. My heart chakra was way too open. I was giving way too much away. I'm saying that I'm trying to do this business, and then people would come with a sob story or why they can't afford this. And I was just giving things to everybody. And I was like, you're never going to make money like this. You have got to think more business like. You have to. And one of the things that has um, helped me by doing that, besides looking at my bank account, has been, I started to really take notice of the people who said they couldn't afford me. I would just get
Hmm.
nosy and look at their timeline, and I would see money that they felt could go into other things. And I said, okay, well,
Hmm.
if they thought that their money was okay going into that, then they can put that into me next time. And so that helped me in that area. But a lot of it also had to be confidence in my pricing.
Right.
Because a lot of times, especially when you are coming out of if it's more of a service oriented business like mine, most of the times you start out by doing it for free. You don't know that what you're doing can be something that you can do full time. You don't know. You just know that for some reason you have random people come up and give you, their private information, and for some reason you seem to know exactly what to say to them, and you get to the point where you just enjoy giving that gift. But you have to
Hmm.
understand that not everybody will appreciate that gift, and not everybody really wants to take it as a gift. They do want to pay you for it. And so I had to get my heart chakra balanced where I could say, look, Stop listening to every sad story. Stop letting everybody tell you why they can't do A, B, C, D. Stop getting so afraid that you won't be able to do your gift that you keep giving it away, because you'll never be able to make the living that you need to take care of you and your son doing it like that. And
Right.
so I just became firm when people started to come into my inbox, hey, Miss Allison Denise, or hey, Allison, how are you? And, I have this question. I have immediately stopped. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much. Here is my rate for 30 minutes. Here is my rate for an
Right.
hour. And and let me know when you're free, and I can send you my information so you can make the payment. Now, there have been people who have been turned off by it. I had one, I called him a fake ass Tupac in one of my posts a few weeks back. He tried to get all, philosophical and all this other stuff. Well, I thought that we could, exchange information between ourselves, Queen, and I thought we could learn and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, well, how much do you charge?
Uh,
And I didn't hear from him again. Because sometimes people will try to do that, especially when they know that you're enlightened, when they know that you're more metaphysical than religious. They think that, that somehow they can start to out philosophize. I know that's not a word, don't tell me, but they think that they could outsmart you and try to show you that they have more wisdom that you must need. And I'm like, no, I'm not falling for that. Now, fast forward just last week, one of my newer supporters, who has actually been a very strong supporter in recent weeks, he reached out at the end of a live, said he needed a consultation. I told him my fee. He didn't even blink. He told me what time to call. We spoke. He's in New York. He's in New York. Reached out to me down here in Dallas, Texas. Paid the fee 5 to 10 minutes before our scheduled consultation, and it was beautiful. And I was like,
right.
this is what. But I know for a fact that is a direct result of me not only being consistent with my lives and consistent with my advice, but it was me balancing out that heart chakra, because he would have still gotten the information because I thought he was a supporter. But I was able to go ahead and say, no, what you're giving is of value. You do deserve to ask for what you believe that this is worth. And so
Right.
I know that was a sign that I have hit another level. I'm going to hit different clientele now. I'm going to hit a different demographic of people who don't just want to take from me, but they actually want to pour into what they know is a valuable resource. And so that's what I do on the opposite end of that chakra.
Thank you all for tuning in to Soul Sunday Reloaded with Ruby and Allison. I'm actually giving Allison a professional chakra consultation. Hey, Zip, thank you for all the comments. Reach out when you can. Look, I'm not gonna shoot you my link. We've been following each other for a while. Whenever you're ready, let me know. Hey, Shanice. Hey, hello, William. Hey, Esther. Thank you all for tuning in. Now, the next chakra, the professional throat chakra. Y'all all know I'm always talking about some effective communication. The throat chakra, of course, is our communication chakra. It is associated with us being able to speak our individual truth, our professional truth, and also be able to listen. Be able to listen to understand, not always to reply, but in speaking your truth. When you are confident about your business, remember that's the solar plexus chakra. When you are confident about your business, about yourself, and what you're offering, you have absolutely no problem with communicating what your price is, why your price is the price that it is, what your business is about, the purpose of your business, the mission of your business. You have no problem with communicating any of that information. And at the same time, you're able to listen to understand. You know that as a business owner, when you have a product or service, the first time it happens, it's not perfect. Or the first time when you first started selling this product or you first started offering this service, it wasn't perfect. It was perfect to you because at that particular point, the only person that could have offered any input was yourself. But once you start working with clients, you start working with customers, and people say, well, hey, how about you do this? Or, you know what, I like what you did, but if you would have done this, then it may have been a little better. You have to start getting or being accepting of constructive criticism from your customers. They're not, you know, saying your service wasn't this or it wasn't that because it's not good enough. No, they want you to get better. They're telling you I appreciate what you did, but in order for it to be better for me, you may want to consider doing this. And as a business owner, we have to take that information to make our products better, to make our services better, to improve that customer experience so that they refer people to us. And as you keep doing it more often, like me, when I started doing chakra consultations, I was charging $10 because I'm like, this is absolutely new. I can't come out the gate talking some $200. People gonna look at me, what? Girl, no. But even though I started doing chakra consultations for $10, this was like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Each time I did it, I got better. Each time I did it, I got feedback. And as I got feedback, I even gave myself feedback. Like, you know what? I could have done this better. I could have did this better. Effective communication, not only with other people, but always with yourself. And me telling myself I can do better at this. I can make it better by improving on this. I can do it better by improving on this thing, by explaining more about this, by offering this as an option. And being able to see where I can get better over time, I slowly increase my prices. Like I said, I started off at $10 for right now for a regular chakra consultation, a personal chakra consultation. I charge $200. And people like that, they might be like, dang, that's a lot. People have paid that money with no problem.
None at all.
And that's because they found value in the information that I was giving them because it was so specific. It's not like I'm saying I can give you a consultation. It's like, what kind of consultation? Any type you need. That's a lie. That's not who I am because I have to niche down. I have to be specific. And the reason I had to niche down and be specific is because right now, how many people on your timeline can you say, hey, let me get a chakra consultation with? How many people can you reach out to and right now and say, hey, can I get a professional chakra consultation? I'm probably the only one. I guarantee you I'm the only one that's doing professional chakra consultations. Yep. And for those, I charge $250. And, you know, it's just I've taken time to perfect. Well, I don't like to use the word perfect because there's always room for improvement. You're always going to get better. But I've taken time to hone my craft and become more aware of what's going on. Like I have to tell people all the time, I'm not psychic. I'm not predicting your future. But what I do is, just like me and Allison are actually going back and forth with her consult, as we are conversing, I get things. And those things that I get, I share that with her. And each person is different. I get different things for different people. Like, I know Allison can be open with me, but I do know I have customers that are not completely transparent with me. And it's things that I get that I tell them. And it's only after the fact that I've said something about it that they bring it up and was like, well, this did happen, or, well, this did, you know, this situation, you know, I dealt with. And it's just like, you know, I've taken time to learn my gift and figure out how to use that. Well, learn how to use it as effectively as possible. Now, Allison, look, I talk about effective communication all the time. You also have to learn how to effectively communicate with your customers. If you don't know how to talk to your customers, you're going to have some problems. Because if you don't know if a customer comes to you with a complaint, you have to learn how to effectively communicate in order for that particular issue to go as smoothly as possible. Because you know you have some people out here that just cannot wait to put you on blast on social media, on every social media. They're going to go to church and put you on blast. They're going to go to work and put you on blast and tell people how bad of a communicator you are, how your customer service skills suck. And you know, customer service is very important. I'm not going to say it's everything, but it is very important. It's way up there with
It
one of the
is.
most important things that you have to do. So
Yes, it is.
definitely take that into consideration. Another
Mm-hmm.
thing, if you have investors, you have to learn to effectively communicate with your investors. You can't say, "Yeah, I got your
Yeah.
money. Thank you for the investment," and run your business, but never let them know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. They gonna ask you, "Where is my return, my ROI?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah. Can I get that? You need to learn how to communicate with them so them people know where their money at. 'Cause we don't want you sitting around with no cement shoes. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But when it comes to your professional throat chakra, these are things you have to take into consideration.
Yes.
When you're
Yes.
talking to vendors, you have to be able to tell them exactly what you want, how you need it done. If you're planning an event and you hire an event planner, you have to tell her exactly, him or her, exactly what it is that you need, what your vision is. If you
Mm-hmm.
expect people to support you, you need to be able to communicate, effectively communicate what your vision is.
Yes.
If you don't open your mouth and say what you want and exactly how you want it as a business owner, you gonna come up short. Well, actually, you're gonna come up more than short. You're gonna come up failed.
So the throat chakra, um, everything that Ruby was saying, I completely stand by. I want to also talk about the other aspect, because the other side is what I have also had to work on as well. So,
Hmm.
Ruby is exactly right. You got to know what it is that you want. You got to know how to talk to your customers. You got to know how to talk to your investors. You have to know how to how to effectively communicate. But the other side that I had to learn was for me to learn how to speak up more. A lot of
Hmm.
times, you're called nice and sweet and kind and all this stuff so long until you start to make that part of your identity, and you get afraid of being seen as anything different. But you have to understand, when you do run a business, you can't always be kind and sweet. You have to be diplomatic. You will sometimes have to be aggressive. You have to be matter of fact. You have to be willing to tell people when you are severing ties with them and why. You have to learn to be consistent, and you have to learn to stand on your word. And to answer a question that William put up, he said, "So did you mean no pro bono anymore?" I didn't mean no pro bono, but this is where that throat chakra and everything works together. I was giving services away out of fear. I wasn't waiting for my energy to tell me, help this person out. I was doing it based off fear, but that all, still lies in with the throat chakra. I had to get to a
Hmm.
point where I said, no, I'm not going to keep giving it away. I don't ask anybody else to discount their work. I don't
Hmm.
ask anybody else to give me a discount. I don't ask anybody else to do anything for me for free. So why do you keep doing it? Why do you feel
Right.
like your service isn't worth the same courtesy? And so I had to learn to speak up. And when I would run into people who were disrespectful or who treated my business like it wasn't important, I'm real quick to cut anybody off who says, I saw your little video. I see your little business is taking off. I see your little YouTube channel. Anybody who does that, I immediately cut ties with them, because they're letting me know that they either don't want to see me succeed, they see that I'm succeeding and they're mad, or they have some
Hmm.
issue with them that I just don't want to put the effort into trying to figure out. You don't have to believe in me at all, but I do want to know that you respect what I'm doing. We don't even have to be
Right.
close, but do you respect the fact that I'm out here trying to do something that I said I wanted to do for me? If you can't, we don't need to communicate. The same thing that Ruby said about customer service being important, but not the most important. I do not subscribe to the customer is always right philosophy, because the customer is not always right. I have
Mm-mm.
just learned how to tell the wrong customers that they're wrong the right way.
Right.
That has been, and that is what most people need to do, because when you start dealing with customers who think that they're right no matter how they talk to you, how they treat you, what they do, you end up attracting more of those customers. I'm not going to deal with
Hmm.
crazy people like that. I'll go out of business quick, because I'm not who I was 5 years ago. I do speak up for myself, and if you get out of pocket, I serve it the way you serve it to me now. So instead of me putting myself in that position, I have learned be effective with this throat chakra, because depending on the scenario, it was underactive in some areas, meaning I wasn't speaking up enough, but it was
Mm-hmm.
overactive in other areas, which meant, Allison, you tripping. Go sit down and shut up.
And
And
find
so
some
I had
balance.
to balance, right. So I had to balance all of that out. And as a result, I have learned to tell customers who are out of pocket, I'm able to tell them in a way where they understand, I want your business, but I will not deal with your behavior. Now, if you can
Mm-hmm.
separate the two, I will give you my best anytime that you need something from me. But if your behavior is still going to be a part of you, we are going to have to part ways. And I'm the
Mm-hmm.
queen of documentation, so people can put me on blast if they want to. I got screenshots for days, days. So I don't even worry about that either. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with the throat chakra, just like Ruby is saying, that you have to make sure that you are very specific in what you want. I also want to come from the standpoint of someone who has been a little too mild mannered in the past and let you know that your throat chakra may look like you speaking up more. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't think that that suits you, and what Ruby is saying, it could be this area as well. You may need to learn to speak up more. That's something I had to do.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing, hon. I appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in to Soul Sunday Reloaded with Ruby and Allison. And we are doing a professional chakra consultation with Allison. Um, Thank you, William. Thank you, Zip. Hey, Norman. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in and tuning in. We really appreciate it. We got 2 more chakras to go. We almost done. I'm trying to move through this, as quickly as possible, but still giving lots of information that's beneficial. The next chakra is our third eye chakra, which is associated with our intuition, your decision making process, being able to see the bigger picture, being able to think for yourself. Professionally, with owning a business, it goes back to your sacral chakra with allowing yourself to feel in business. When you allow yourself to feel in business, you can then be in tune with yourself, your intuition, following your professional GPS system. um you are better with your decision making process when it comes, with running a business, it's going to be a lot of decisions that you need to make. A lot of them decisions going to be last minute decisions because things going to switch up, change up. Somebody going to change their mind, say they can't do this. You're going to have to throw somebody in. You ain't got time to be focused on the problem. You need to be focused on the solution. And when
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to get that solution, you need to make sure your decision making process is on point. Um, Also, with being able to see the bigger picture, you have to be able to look beyond your right now. Of course, we like to live in the moment, but being a business owner, if you're failing at this particular moment, if you didn't get no sales today, if you lost your biggest client today, you can't think that you are never going to get another client. You're never going to have another, day of making sales in your life. This is just right now. This is just today. You have to see beyond that. When you are planning for your business, you can't plan for today. You have to plan for the future. You have to see beyond where you are right now. You have to know that in being in owning a business, there is a business cycle. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. You're not gonna be up all the time. You have to also understand that you're gonna have on seasons, you're gonna have off seasons. You're not just going to be rocking it every month of the year for the next 30, 40 years. No, you're going to have some downtime. During that downtime, you have to be in tune enough to make the decision and say, okay, I need to do some personal development. I might need to do some professional development. I might need to work on rebranding. I might need to work on a new marketing strategy or something like that. During those downtimes, don't just sit in those downtimes. You need to do something productive
Mm-hmm.
one way or another. Um, Let me see what else with the professional third eye chakra. Um, you have to be a thinker. You can't let people tell you what to think, tell you about your vision that you got that they know absolutely nothing about. They do not see what you see. When you go to sleep at night and you dream about your business, you have ideas that come to you about your business. The only person that's getting that is you. Don't let nobody else tell you what to think about your business, how you should think with your business. Of course, you can get some input if they know more about other things than you do. You are the one with your vision. But if your vision is to do A, B, and C, but you need D done and you know nothing, you know absolutely nothing about D, you need to go find somebody that can do D. And at that point, you can share with them, I need D done. I don't know how to do this, but I need your help. I need you to take care of this for me. Don't let nobody else think for you. It is not their responsibility. It's not their vision. And if you put the wrong person in that place, that's your fault. That falls back on you.
Yeah.
Okay. Third eye, decision making, intuition. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there. Yeah, that's enough. Allison.
Yeah, the decision making is going to be a real big deal. And if you are someone who has come from a background of being criticized a lot, that may be the harder part of the third eye chakra being balanced for you, because you will be put in a position where you can't go back and forth for 2 or 3 days at a time to make a decision. Right. You really will have to make a decision and be okay with whatever the consequences of that decision is. So if you find that you're not balanced, this was another area where when I first took the chakra test, it was a little bit off. And I knew that a big part of that was related to the decision making as well as intuition. It has balanced itself out, but it's because I have been put in positions now where I've had to make decisions on the fly, and I've seen it be productive. So that gave me more trust in myself. And you don't develop that trust without getting those opportunities. And right. So now I'm able to make that quick decision and say, okay, it equals out to be this. Okay, yeah, let's do it. And it does work out. But I have enough of those wins that even if I do make a decision that does not have the result that I wanted, I don't now tank into the land of, I don't trust myself. I don't trust my judgment. I don't want to do block. I don't go into that nonsense anymore. So right. If you are someone who was raised, you were criticized a lot, your parents expected perfection out of you. And so now as a result, you expect perfection out of you, which is it's a sad thing because you'll never obtain it. You will have to learn to get better at those decisions. And the way that intuition works with that is you have to learn to trust your intuition again. One of my big issues is I was personally going through so much in a relationship that didn't make sense, that I didn't deserve, that all I kept doing was saying, okay, why is this person treating me like this? And why didn't I see it before? And why didn't I blah, blah, blah? And so then as a result, I just don't trust me anymore. If I can bring somebody that'll treat me like that into my life, then I just don't want to make a decision at all. That was the wrong way to go. I had to accept that people decide how they want to treat you. You don't get to choose how people treat you. You get to choose how long they decide to treat you the way they want to. Right. You only get to decide how long they are have bad behavior around you. You don't get to change their bad behavior. They have to change it. So once I started holding on to that mindset a lot harder, I said, okay, so it wasn't my fault that he did A, B, C, or D. All I can control is how long he did A, B, C, or D with me. And once I realized I did have power in how long it affected me, that allowed me to start trusting my intuition again. And so once I was able to start trusting my intuition, I was now able to make those quicker decisions, because then I could laugh. So if I make a mistake now, instead of it taking me down for 3 or 4 days, I know I'm not the only one who gets depressed when they make a bad decision, but instead of it taking me 3 or 4 days to bounce back, it's usually 3 or 4 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that didn't work. Let me try this way. And I don't internalize it anymore. I don't see it as a flaw in my character. I have now accepted that I'm a human, and humans are always going to make mistakes. It's now up to me to decide how long I let that mistake affect me. And so if you are dealing with those issues, that is a clear sign that your third eye chakra, whether it be personal or in the case of today, professional, it is an indication that it needs to be balanced.
Sure is. Thank you. I usually leave it at that because, you know, some people get a little touchy feely about that particular chakra. But with as far as your professional crown chakra and your higher self pretty much is that person that you are striving to become. That person that you are striving to become, you basically have to change up the way you do things. And when I say change up the way you do things, I'll use personal for example. Um, if you know that you want to lose weight, your higher self is who you are after you've lost the weight. So you wake up one morning and you say, "Okay, I'm gonna become this person." But then you go in the kitchen or wherever else and be like, "Ooh, somebody got donuts." You eating that donut at that particular moment, are you giving to your higher self, that person that you want to become when you lose that weight? Or are you still you gonna eat that donut and indulge in your lower self and be like, you know what, higher self, I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna go eat this donut right now. I'm gonna stay down here for the time being. If your higher self is being a successful business owner, manifesting everything that you want. Allison, I'm talking to you. Manifesting everything that
Yes.
you want in your business. Are you
Mm-hmm.
engaged in activities that are going to get you there? Are you making decisions that are going to get you there? Or are you still doing things that are keeping you where you currently are? If every time you have money that comes in, are you spending it on something outside of your business? Are you saving it or are you investing it back into your business? When when you wake up in the morning and you know you have an appointment at a certain time, or you know you need to go live, or you know you need to do something to build your business, are you making the decision to say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow? Are you procrastinating? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're procrastinating, you're basically giving in to your lower self, the person that you are now, that is not manifesting anything, that is barely or almost probably not working towards what you want to become. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to become successful, you have to make investments. And investments are not always monetary. You can be
Mm-hmm.
investing time, you could be investing energy. But whatever that investment is, you have to put that into becoming that particular business owner that you want to become. Keep playing, keep doing the same things that you're doing now. In order to level up, you have to level up. You have to do some level up activities.
That's true. You're right.
In order to level up, you have to participate in some level up activities. When you manifest, you can't just say, I want this, because you're going to be a long time waiting on it. Look at it. You're going to be sitting there a long time. You need to get up and do whatever it is that's up here that you want. Y'all see my hand up there that you want. You have to invest some time in what it is that you want. If you
Yeah.
know you want to be up there, and up there means that you have to get up 30 minutes earlier just to post, to get those, to catch those people that are, you know, like I use myself for example. I'm not a morning person at all. I'm not even gonna lie. My business day starts at 10.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wake up about 8:30ish, 9, but I'm still laying in the bed, just kind of posting a little bit here and there. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I get up. If y'all see me posting like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, that's just because I'm trying to put content out there for those early morning rides before they go into work. I need
Yeah.
them to. I need you to see this before you go to work, just in case you scrolling
Yeah.
Facebook early in the morning,
Yes.
sitting in traffic, because you know early in the morning traffic is bad. And
Mm-hmm.
whatever you do, or sometimes I stay up later. I may go to bed, wake up about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and post some things there for late night people.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be willing to, do things at different hours that I don't normally work within.
Right.
Or either, some people like to be on Facebook all the time. You can only get so much business for Facebook. You still need that face to face. You still need to go to those networking events. You still need to, tell people about your business. You still need to do things to help you manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. That is your higher self. That is the higher place of your business. You don't want your business to be in the same place all the time. And in order for your
Mm-hmm.
business to elevate, you have to elevate. You can't stay
Mm-hmm.
in the same place. I'm sorry. If that's where you want to stay, maybe you don't need to be a business owner. You need to go back to work.
It's very true.
Yeah, I think I need to stop procrastinating, but I don't even think it's due to procrastinating. You know what? Book you a professional chakra consultation. We're gonna talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about that. We will get to the bottom of it, and we're gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna tell you some things that you need to do. Allison, real quick, go ahead and chime in on this particular chakra. I know we're running a little bit over, but it's cool. It's cool. Come on,
Yeah.
Allison.
So this was the other one that I mentioned still needed some balancing, and mine is directly related to procrastination. And my procrastination is directly related to fear of success and failure. I'm
The
afraid
root
of,
chakra.
okay, you see how they're connected, right? So
Exactly.
mine is a direct, I'm afraid of getting out here doing great and not being able to uh sustain it. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's where I'm thinking too far ahead, which is something that you just brought up. We do need to think ahead, but sometimes I need to pull back if me
Mm-hmm.
thinking ahead starts to make me fearful and get me anxious. And so I get afraid of getting to a particular level and then not being able to sustain it. And then subconsciously I start thinking, well, maybe it's best that I don't know how it feels to get here, because then
Mm-hmm.
I'll never know how it feels if I end up down here. But then I end up in another situation where I'm afraid of failing at entrepreneurship. So I'll go bounce
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. I'll bounce back and forth between the two, where I really just need to balance it out and just tell myself, look, if you continue to do these things, you won't be at this level again.
Mm-hmm.
Your Even if you do fail, even if you do get to a particular level where you're not where you exactly want to be, you won't be here again because you won't be this person anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of being so afraid of having to come back to, I don't know what word to come up with right now, but instead of being afraid of coming back to say square one after getting to level 10, why don't you just focus on being the best level 10 that you can and not worrying about the stuff that you can't control. You can control being progressive and productive and consistent and disciplined and getting up when you should and going to bed when you should. You can control these things. You have to stop letting fear tell you otherwise and keeping you in the bed longer than you need to be and having you do things that you shouldn't be doing instead, because you're afraid of focusing on the things that will be valuable and productive for your business. You've got to control that. And so that's why the two of those are out of whack. That's why those two are out of whack. So
Thank you. Well, now for everybody that's watching, after I've gone through all 7 of the main chakras, then I can get, of course, for Allison, I get a full assessment of what's going on and why those for her root chakra and her crown chakra were underactive and needed some work. And of course,
mhm.
after going through everything, we've made the connection between her root chakra and her crown chakra. So now I have a better understanding of why the crown chakra is underactive, which is directly related to why the root chakra is underactive. Now earlier on, we did point out, I did tell Allison that she needs to gain her footing. She needs to be
Yeah.
balanced. She needs to be more grounded um,
Mhm.
professionally. Once she achieves being more grounded, then she can work to overcome that fear that she has. I know that fear that she has right now is related to her not being grounded. And like I said earlier, you know, me and Allison, we speak outside of Facebook Live. So of course I have more insight into what's going on in her life than what we're sharing here, but it's cool because it ain't y'all business. No, I'm playing. But no, for real, it ain't y'all business. But but Allison, what I want you to do, and which this is what I do with all my clients after we go through everything, I make suggestions on what you need to do in order to start healing that particular chakra. I already know she's actively working on that because she's been working on it for a long time. Like she said, you know, she has some other chakras that were, you know, underactive, which she's already actively working on. So at this particular point, because I know her history, this does not apply to everybody. But because I already know, Allison, just keep doing what you're doing. We've had our conversation. You know, what I want you to do, definitely do more professional meditation as far as meditating on your business, the root chakra of your business, because with building that foundation, you have to be able to visualize it. So when you start doing your meditation, I want you to focus more or do more visualization as far as what your business looks like grounded. And when I say what it looks like grounded, I mean you personally being gaining your footing and being where you need to be. You know, I keep telling you to come to Atlanta, but I'm not gonna throw that out there no more.
Yes, you are.
But the more you definitely do some professional meditation with some visualization as far as what your business looks like grounded. And in doing that, then you already know what you need to do in order to get your business to where it needs to be. For those that don't know, Allison, I think she's maybe 9 months now of being a full-time entrepreneur. So she's still within her first year. You know, big ups to Allison because, you know, I know it's hard. I'm going on year 3, but I know it's hard. It's not easy, but you know, keep doing what you're doing as far as continuing to, you know, do your Facebook lives. You know, congrats on moving it from your personal to your professional page. That is a step in the right direction because you are more, you know, that professionally you need to do some work there. So by you making that transition, then that, you know, consciously and subconsciously reinforces what you're doing, what you need to focus on. Outside of the meditation, you already do plenty of journaling. You already do your Facebook lives. You already do lives with me. I want you to definitely start engaging in some more professional self-care. And I'm gonna say get you a professional self-care accountability partner, but that's kind of already what I am. That's why I'm telling you, do more professional self-care.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely do that. And actually, I'm going to send you. Did I already send it to you? Yeah, I already sent it to you. The questions for the professional chakra system.
Yeah.
Look at the questions for the root chakra and the questions for the crown chakra. Answer those questions. And then each week, I want you to go back and answer those questions to see if your answers are still the same.
Okay.
And if they're not the same, then I want you to determine within why the answer changed. What may have transpired, whether it been, you know, something that happened with your business or just you think about things differently or something like that. But definitely answer those questions and do that for the next month. And each week, just see if your answer changes.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
You know,
like I already know you actively working on things, so it's not like a lot that I can suggest to you like I would for others. Some people, so I make some more intense suggestions. It just depends. Like I said, every client is different. But I wanted to go live today and share what I do with other people because I get questions all the time. Well, what is a chakra consultation? What is a professional chakra consultation? And this is your opportunity to see that. But Allison, go ahead and real quick, just respond to what I was telling you to do. Um, just so I can, make sure you hearing me. No, I'm playing.
So the biggest thing I heard was the professional self-care. And I definitely will be, reaching out to you more on doing that, because I know that it's not just related to the same things that we talk about with personal self-care. So I know that that's going to involve me, spending a little more time learning more about my craft and uh, getting out networking more stuff like that. So I'll reach out to you for that. You mentioned the questions, so for the next month, I want to answer those questions, and for the root and for the crown chakra, and see if the answers are the same. And if they do change, I want to write down exactly why those answers change, what happened to make those answers be different from one week to the next. And
Right.
you said to continue the Facebook Lives. I'm also going to go a step further. I really need to go back to expanding my Instagram audience. And so I know that I'm going to do hour longs over there yet, but I am thinking about doing 60-second clips just to get started engaging with my Instagram audience more. And I think it will
Right.
be, because they're shorter clips, I think I'll be able to implement those into Twitter. And it's also time for me to get back on my YouTube channel. I really need to start putting some more videos out there, because I have other people there that I'm not connected to on social media at all. And so it's time
Right.
for me to start putting those things together too. So I'm going to start figuring out how to make all that work.
I'm so proud of you, girl. Oh, oh. Now let me stop. But yes, like I said, with that professional crown chakra, you have to start doing those things that you know you need to do in order to get up there. Yeah. But if anybody wants to book a chakra consultation, I do a number of different ones. I have a mini chakra consult for $15. I have chakra consultations specifically for the root chakra, because the root chakra is the foundation, and 98%, I'm almost to 99%, but 98% of individuals have an underactive root chakra for a number of different reasons. I've seen where people are balanced everywhere, but that root chakra will get you. And that's usually the hardest one to balance, because you have to work on it from basically, just imagine me here. You have to work on this side, the right side, as well as the left side in order for it to balance. That right side is the, and this left side is between you and the next generation. I lost Allison. You and the next generation. So in the midst of you working with this generation, right, it's kind of hard to balance and control everything, because sometimes you only have to focus on this and then focus on that. We lost Allison. If I can get her back, I don't know, we gonna see, because Facebook not letting me add her back. But if you would like to book a chakra consultation, I will post the link. I offer a variety of consults for different budgets. All my consults ain't $200. No, I do have some others. William, I read your comment earlier. Hey, I'm always gonna be here. Even if you want to start small and then later, invest in something else, you can definitely do that. But for the next 30 days, I will be doing different specials as far as, the products that I have, the services that I offer, and everything. Allison, I think, oh, gripes. Let me see, is it going to let me add you? No, it's still not giving me the option. But just reach out to me. We've already, been on here past our time, but it's okay. Y'all know I'm Ruby D, the Goddess Entrepreneur. I'm still working on my goal of selling 100, books by the end of this month. I just published yesterday, last night, my the third book in the series. So as soon as I get, my copy and make sure that everything is cool, then that will be available for launch next month. Next month, Allison and I will be celebrating 1 year of Soul Sunday. Yeah, I got a lot going on. I feel good about everything that's going on, everything that I've accomplished. And, you know, of course, my birthday is next month. I'll be 38 on 11/11. So I'm looking forward to that. Lots of good stuff going on. But Allison and I, we appreciate you for reaching out. You can find Allison real quick because I know she's probably not gonna come back because I'm gonna get ready to end this. But you can find Allison www.allisondenise.com if you want to reach out to her to schedule any type of relationship coaching, counseling, consulting, any of that. She is a speaker. She, you know, does she's with the Bad Squad on Fridays from 10 to 12 Central Standard Time. www.Fishbowl Radio Network FBRN.com. You know, download the app so y'all can listen to her or go to her page. I'm sure she'll be live tonight. If you wanna, and then you can follow her on Instagram at what is it? AllisonDenise.com. You can go to my website, www.thegoddessgrind.com. Follow me on Instagram at Ruby the Artistry. And no, thegoddessgrind.com. I'm sorry. Instagram at Ruby the Artistry. Catch Soul Therapy Radio this Sunday. Y'all, I got a lot going on. We've been talking a lot. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, but I'm finna go because I'm hungry. So I'll see y'all next time. Sunday, 12 noon Eastern for Soul Therapy Radio, and then at 2 p.m. for Soul Sunday with me and Allison. Bye-bye, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.